Welcome to another Ask DLF. Very excited. Yeah, it's gonna be a fun show. I have some co-hosts. How are you guys doing?
Hey, I'm feeling good. Oh man, is that a little too bright? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it feels good. I'm feeling good today. How you guys feeling?
Not bad. No, not bad. Not
Pretty
bad
good.
either. Ready to get to some questions and,
Hey, we had an awesome week of NFL. I'll tell you guys that much. I mean, I don't know how it is going for you guys as fantasy teams. I'm still in a few leagues, but it was fantasy-wise is a little disappointing. I'm just happy we had some awesome games to watch this past weekend. It was a great week.
Absolutely agree there. I heard one of the craziest things I heard about this past weekend was I had a follower that made it to the playoffs in apparently 23 of their leagues and lost in the first round in 20 of those 23 leagues.
Are they in 100 leagues?
I do not know. I do not know, but I was reading about, I saw it and I was baffled because that's just bad luck, right? Like you can't have made.
Oh man, that's gross. That's gross. Because
Like,
you got to think if you're making the playoffs in 23 leagues, regardless of how many leagues you have pretty freaking good teams. I'm sure you drafted consistently some players that were great value. So you have a really good team. So, man, he just must have had a lot of the same players on a lot of those teams that didn't do so hot this week.
I have to assume, yeah, some of those teams had some Kyler, some Jonathan Taylor, some of those injuries, some of the big
Taylor.
Yeah, it's tough.
It's an injury. I'm not going to get upset with it, but exactly. It happens, but it sucks.
It's tough.
Yeah. 23 leagues.
That's a lot.
It really is, but I mean, that's impressive to make it in that many leagues. Hopefully, it's not out of 300, but that first round exit in that many.
I mean, I had a bad showing as well. Like I made the playoffs in just about half my leagues that I was in, and so I'm in 20 leagues total. I'm still in 4, so I got knocked out in about 6 leagues this week.
Brutal. Well, so
let's help people with some Dynasty stuff, right?
Well, we're gonna do that, but
all right. Well, eventually.
Yeah, eventually. Look,
that's what we're here for.
Yeah. Well, there's gonna be some announcements first.
Yeah, us, Tyler.
Yeah. I will say, I have enjoyed the last year and a half of doing Ask DLF. I've missed one show. I think one show during that period of time. Addison and Cal filled in for me that week.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. This has been the best live chat on YouTube. But the show's gone through a lot of turmoil lately. Losing both co-hosts, Dime going all over the place, a lot of other things. With that being said, the show's not canceled. It's not canceled. There's going to be this show. Then we're going to do a show on the 27th and then one on the 3rd. And then, so 2 more shows after this one. And then I'm going to be taking, and it's, I and this show will be taking a break for some amount of time. I don't know how long that's going to be. It's not going to be 1 week. It's going to be at least 2 weeks. I'm not going to be on, my own show either. That show will probably continue without me. Ryan and Conan will host that show in my place. Doing these 2-hour plus live streams or whatever is very difficult. I've been doing 2 of them a week for pretty much without missing a show since the last time I took a break, which was in August. And I'm tired. I'm exhausted. And it's just time to take a couple of weeks away. For Ask DLF, it's going to look, there's a little bit more work, I think, to do there. I want to talk with Addison about how we can make this show better going forward. Like I said, not canceled. It's going to be coming back. We're going to have a great show throughout the offseason. I'm actually very excited for that. That's actually why we're doing this. January is kind of a month for me. Not much is going on. Good time to take some time off to kind of reflect. I am planning to return as a writer for DLF, which I haven't done throughout the season. And this is not a surprise. Addison and I have talked about this for quite a while. This was always going to happen, even before Cal and Addison left the show. This was always something I was planning to do. So essentially, I am, I don't know when I'm going to be, with this show's not going to come back without me. So it's going to come back when I'm ready to come back. I don't know when that's going to be. It's not going to, the latest it could possibly be is the first week of February. Take a month off. Hopefully it's not that long. I probably am going to have another new co-host, not replacing, but in addition to. And the time of the show might change. There might be other changes. A lot of things that could be changed. But it is coming back. I'm not quitting DLF or going anywhere. I actually have talked to Addison about some other content I might be doing. We have some plans to record some recorded videos. I won't be on my show either for the next couple of weeks, but I will be recording some short videos just to take the pressure off me of being live. I'll still try to get some video stuff out there, but being live for multiple hours definitely is a lot of strain on me, and starting to wear down. And I need to take a couple weeks off to be ready for the off season, and I want to have the maximum amount of energy as we head into the prime startup season in February and March, and then we hit free agency, we hit the rookie draft, we hit all of that. So I want to have, the most energy possible for that run where I will be here for you guys. So yeah, this show, 2 more shows, and then there will be some time off after that.
Coming back stronger and better
coming
than
back
ever.
stronger.
Yeah, you have no idea.
With Josh, with Hutch, and potential co-hosts to be, or not. We'll see. I'm hoping to have a 4th co-host. But it's still up in the air. That's one of the reasons why we're getting, because I want to get that sorted out. Want to make sure I have, good, and we will have some production meetings and stuff like that. But yeah,
it's all good stuff. It's all good stuff. It's all good stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm not going anywhere.
For the long run.
I'm not going anywhere. I mean, I always pride myself on being an Iron Man, but I'm human. I'm human. I'm not a robot.
Like quick recharge. That's That's all it is.
Yeah.
Guys, if the NFL was every week of the year,
Can you imagine?
Every week we're watching the NFL.
There was a period of time where I did, I believe, 65 shows in a row without taking one off. And those were 4 hours. There was a time where this was 4 hours every week. Do you remember that?
Listen, if the NFL was played every week, people wouldn't be that into the NFL, So sometimes the break's good. You come back strong. It's going to come back. It's going to be great.
I'm actually very excited for the off season, but just continue to bang your head against the wall when obviously I've kind of been running out of gas the last couple of weeks is probably unwise. So we're not going to do that. Traded away the 103 for the 104 and what is likely to be the 208 and 212. I'm weak at quarterback, so I might not get to draft Young or Stroud, but the value to move back one spot seemed like enough. Thoughts?
I mean, you're getting a second for moving back one spot,
Yeah, but that one spot could be a big deal.
But I agree. You're getting the value. You're getting the value right now, right? So, having said that, we kind of have a top 3, especially in Superflex leagues, of guys we want right now, right? So, moving back and missing out on that top 3. Now, having said that, I know I've said that twice now, but having said both of all of these things I've said so far, I guarantee you there will be a 4th guy that creeps in that people are very hyped on by the time we get to drafts. So
there always is.
There always is. I think he probably did an okay thing.
I mean, everything you said is right. It's just they said they're weak at quarterback. So, if a 4th or a 5th guy kind of joins in that upper tier, we kind of know the order, but they happen to not be quarterbacks, then maybe your team's going to kind of stay weak at quarterback. That's definitely a concern. So I understand the value in moving back one pick. You're getting a late second, it's there. It's one pick. I get it, but it's right now. It's it feels awfully nice to have 101 through 103, one of those top 3 picks with who we know is there. So it's tough.
It is tough. I'll read it real fast. Like, I'm just like going to read some guys you could have gotten with the 208 or 212 this year. It's like Isaiah Spiller, maybe Rashad White, which would have been nice. Brian Robinson, maybe nice. Maybe someone, Wandale Robinson, Tyler Algier, Damian Pierce. You're getting one of these guys. Jalen Tolbert. There's plenty of guys you could have missed on too. Jalen Tolbert, that kind of range. So these are the kind of guys we're looking at in that range, just to give you some context, everyone out there.
Now, is there a spot in that second round where it'd be a no-brainer? Like if it's a earlier second, is it a no-brainer to do it?
No, I'd like it to be earlier.
Yeah. Well, of course. Just kind of as a reference, like 203, we looking at that a lot different.
I mean,
I'll give that the 2 thumbs up. Getting the 203. This one, I'm just giving like it's cool. It's cool.
Yeah, it's more dependent on what kind of happens and plays out.
Yeah. It sounds like we're all okay with this trade. Probably didn't love it though, and for you too. But I'm fine with it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's see here. 12-team Superflex PPR start 11 potential trade. At the rookie draft, give Jameson Williams 102, 107, 108. Get Justin Jefferson, Cooper Kupp, and 205. Interesting. It's an interesting move.
Rebuilding team only lacking hammers.
For 2023. Hammers.
Man.
I mean, more picks remaining too. Like, it's tough not to like that when you're getting Jefferson. Like, I get you're giving away a lot in this year's draft, and specifically that 102 is the one we're really like. It's tough to part with, but you're getting Jefferson. You're getting hopefully. I mean, Kupp's also kind of a question mark at this point. I know Matthew Stafford has come out and said he's definitely not retiring, but is it going to look the same over there? What's going to be different? I don't know. Do you get what's your initial thought here?
I mean, I don't know if this would be my approach if I had those picks. Like, I love Justin Jefferson. Would I want to acquire Cooper Kupp? I don't know. The value's on that side. It's tough to actually pull the trigger, though.
So this guy's saying he has rebuilt this team, right? It sounds like it's rebuilt. It's kind of ready to go. He's just lacking the hammers, and he thinks that Justin Jefferson and Cooper Kupp are those hammers he's looking for. I'm fine with this trade. Jameson Williams, I actually like him a lot, but when it comes down to it, he hasn't proven anything. I mean, a lot of people out there would say Justin Jefferson's worth 3 firsts by himself, and if that's the case, then this is a good trade for you. I hate giving up the 102. I like this trade. I think the overall value is probably on the pick side, but you're getting those hammers, like you said, graphic here, and I like getting the hammers, especially Justin Jefferson here.
I think with the way, obviously, if they built that team and those are the 2 that they really think that's going to really push them, and they're going to be clear-cut contender #1 material, then you can't fault trying to go for those pieces. And you see deals with Justin Jefferson involving, honestly, like just as much, even more with just that. So, I mean, I think if you're loading up for that 23 run, it's fine.
Yeah. I mean, Justin Jefferson, I don't know about Cooper Kupp. If Cooper Kupp was healthy going into next year, he's going to be a top 5 wide receiver pick. Justin Jefferson, probably the #1 overall pick going into next year in redraft league. So you're getting 2 top guys there, for next season. Yeah, let's go.
All right.
Let's go.
This is an interesting one. And thanks, Patrick, for the question. You're one of my favorites. How do you cope with putting up the highest score in all your playoff leagues knowing you're not going to? How do I even answer that?
You handle this like you handle this like you are going to continue putting up the highest score in all your playoff leagues going forward. You false confidence the hell out of it, because your team always could score a lot. I know you aren't planning, you don't expect that. I guess your team isn't that good, but false confidence is going to win you fantasy all day here.
That is definitely tough, because you see it, fantasy football, it's always about like just the stretches and the pockets of, utility in terms of being able to plug them into your lineup. And it's like knowing that your team has really overperformed the last week and being worried about it, it's valid. But I think it's like you said, you got to give yourself hope. It's like, look what they did. They can do that any given week, baby. You made it to the playoffs. You're through. They can do that again. It's all your hope.
This guy just started Zay Jones, Jerick McKinnon, KJ Osborne, like Trevor Lawrence. Like, these are all his starters. I guarantee he had this last week, right? Russell Gage. Yeah, I mean,
Russell
if that's
Gage
the case,
finally delivered on that draft hype.
It sounds like you're being a little like, were you in on Russell Gage going into the season?
Fuck no.
Me either, man. I didn't really. I mean, I think a lot of people were like, Antonio Brown was awesome with Godwin and Mike Evans.
Because Russell Gage and Antonio Brown have so much in common, right? They have so much. They have so much in common, right? I mean, they're so similar.
Thank you, Tyler. Thank you. That's all actually you needed to say. That's exactly what I needed right there.
Whatever. Cooper Griffin.
It's not the same Bucs offense either when it comes down to it.
Well, we didn't know it was going to be this bad.
No. And even if it was, Russell Gage probably wouldn't have been a thing all year.
All right.
Maybe
Barkley, Mixon, Etienne, and Stevenson. Which three?
The starts this week?
Yeah, I'll bench Mixon. Mixon has been so bad. Tired of Mixon.
I haven't done any rankings for this upcoming
week. Luckily I came
matchups
prepared.
So someone did. Oh, good for you.
It is good for me.
You're benching Mixon? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't even need to look at the rankings. Well, actually, Etienne's playing the Jets. That's not an easy matchup.
I was going to say I have them.
Mixon's playing the Patriots.
Week. They're back to back.
Mixon barely got any work
rankings
last week.
Samaje Perine was more involved. I'm actually more afraid of the Patriots defense than the Jets defense. I am with you, Tyler.
Yeah. Being with me is a good place to be. I'm not going to lie.
I would say 92% of the time.
If I were right 92% of the time, I would be the best fantasy analyst of all time.
I'm not saying you are right 92% of the time, but whether you're right or wrong in the end, you have the right process, maybe, So 92% of the time, you got
come on, Josh. Nobody cares about that. It doesn't matter.
I do. The common fan definitely doesn't. I do.
You care, but like people don't care. I mean,
one of my favorite things to do is to listen to podcasts from the previous week before. And I don't do it a lot, but I love doing it and just seeing like some of their calls. You have too much time on your hands. About things. When I'm driving, I love podcasts are the only thing I listen to.
I listen to plenty of podcasts, but I don't go back to the previous week.
I don't do it all the time. I just do it for fun sometimes.
Well, I was getting blasted for saying to start Aaron Jones over AJ Dillon yesterday. So people, process over results.
Yeah, well, I mean, Aaron Jones did have an injury he was kind of dealing with throughout the week. But having said that, how many times
injury was so bad that he had more touches. So I don't know.
No, Aaron Jones was the right call. He's been the right call all season long, and he's dealt with little nagging injuries for a couple of weeks.
People will always find an excuse to complain. That's really what it is. People would
rather complain than compliment, for sure.
Well, nobody ever wants to do that.
Yeah.
The only things I ever hear about, I mean, I do get compliments here and there. That's not true. I get a lot of them.
Tyler, you're not that dumb.
Well, yeah, but squeaky wheel, right?
Yeah, of course.
Squeaky wheel. If you say you want compliments, you might get some.
Compliment me. Hey, someone in the chat, I could use a compliment, so.
Oh, you could? You have
Actually,
nice eyes.
I don't need one. I'm feeling pretty good.
You have nice eyes.
Tyler needs it more.
Yeah.
Maybe Conan. Give it to Conan.
Conan? I'm easy on Conan though. I'm hard on you.
I probably deserve to be hard on.
Well, I mean, your J.K. Dobbins love is paying off though.
J.K. Dobbins! I did not come prepared with my jersey, but I do love seeing what we're seeing.
So you're unprepared, is what you're saying.
If you want to put it that way, yes.
I didn't put it that way. You put it that way.
Look, I had a busy day, but I'm here. I'm ready to talk fantasy and dynasty. Let's go.
That's okay. We talk about those things, but there aren't that many questions in the chat, so that lets me talk about other things.
Look,
which is bad, by the way.
How does this make you feel about JK? Can I ask you that though? We haven't really gotten into that yet. Like, how do you feel about JK right now?
How do I
feel? For dynasty? Has he risen in your rankings?
Yes.
Yeah, obviously. Okay, that's fine. So you are rising on him. That's how you feel, I guess, right?
Yeah, he's rising.
I mean, like, obviously, I mean, he had 2 back-to-back 100-yard games, not that many carries, not that many touches, but obviously he's still getting a little bit more healthy. So I think going into next year, I'm excited. Like I've been saying this for weeks, you know that. Just going into next year, I think he's a breakout candidate, but now he's an obvious breakout candidate. So
I mean, you're definitely right about next year, because I feel like he's been good the last 2 weeks, but there's like something, it feel like he just doesn't have that last gear, like whatever, something's kind of off, a little bit missing, like, and that's great that he can put up 100-yard games, even though we're like, oh, he doesn't look right, like, so that's a credit to him. But I mean, I think he'll definitely, if he keeps something like this up, he's going to be a really, really popular pick for going into next year, because everyone wants to kind of buy in on that first like end of the season run he had. Everyone wants to bring that up every offseason and make him a little sleeper. You know, it doesn't matter what's happening, but we'll see. I mean, for your sake and, you know, the Ravens' sake, I do hope he keeps balling and he kind of keeps getting it back. And by next year, we're looking at, you know, that second gear is there and he really has that breakaway.
I mean, I say this all. I mean, I'm a Ravens fan, so you could say I'm a little bit biased, but I did not expect this from J.K. Dobbins this year whatsoever. I expected him going into next season to be, have the real breakout. Now that he's doing this, he might be drafted a little bit higher than you feel comfortable taking him, actually. So I will say that.
Your favorite commenter, girls4.xyz.
Yes! What up, girls? Yes! XYZ.xyz. They know what's up. You know what's up. But you're blocked, so get out of here. And don't call.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you know, I mean, like, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
I'm not dying.
I mean, who that dude anyway? I'm
not dying. Like, the show's gonna be back, but you know, like, it's been hard. Like, it's been hard. Like, it was hard to change co-hosts on the fly. Like, if this hadn't been during the season, I probably would have taken time off from the show the second that Cal and Addison left. I wouldn't have just replaced co-hosts on the fly and tried to continue. It's hard. And, you know, I would say it's been fine, but yeah, you can tell that I'm like, not happy.
Tyler, we love you.
I love me too.
I could tell.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
But yeah, it's tough. I mean, you know, oh, what is this?
Okay, hold on. We're reading time.
No, I was talking about xxx20.fun.
I actually saw that, and I think they heard me talking so much about the girls XYZ, you know, .xyz, and they're like, "Oh, I mean, I can join the fun, but you're not the same. It's just not the same." Girls for .xyz.
I will say, if you want me to talk about fantasy football, put more questions in the chat, because if you don't, then I'll talk about whatever I want to talk about, which is probably not going to be fantasy football.
Please put questions in
and
the chat,
is
people.
Going to be something about me usually, because that's my favorite thing to talk
Guys,
about.
I'll try my hardest to get him staying on fantasy football, but you know.
Well, this is what happens when Cal isn't here anymore. Cal would make me talk about fantasy football.
That's weird.
Well, now I've been left in control of this show. So
Who the
that's
hell did that?
yeah. You see what happens on our show on my own channel, right? When I'm in control of the show.
I mean, it's a good time. It's a good time. It's a good time.
No, I'm not gonna lie. It is a good time. I love recording with Josh and Conan,
Yeah,
but
It's
yeah,
always
no,
a good time.
I tend to ramble and go off topic a lot more. But if there are a lot of questions, I'll stay on topic.
Yeah, you guys.
That's up to you guys in the chat. I mean, I do this show, for the people in the chat. I said this on my show yesterday. Repeat it again here. I wouldn't do an hour-long podcast. I wouldn't do that. I don't enjoy the long show particularly. I do it for the live interaction and answering your guys' questions live. That's why I do it. So, that's why we're here. That's why I don't come with a show sheet or anything, because I wouldn't do a show like that really, particularly. All right. Thinking about offering up Aaron Jones. I got there eventually. Greatness can't be rushed.
It gave me time to read the question.
Gave you time to think about it. Yeah.
And I have an answer though. So
thinking about offering up Aaron Jones to a contender for some buy low guys, draft picks, considering Jones for Herbert. I assume that's Khalil Herbert.
Khalil.
23 second.
I thought it was just Justin.
What?
It's a one quarterback league
for all of this.
Yeah.
Regardless, Khalil, Justin Herbert, yes.
Yeah, I would take Aaron, the opposite opposing side in all of these. If
you're not a contender, like the 2024 first is almost enough for Aaron Jones.
I was gonna say, I feel like one first is likely good enough at this point.
Yeah.
I'd take Herbert, whoever
what
Herbert.
Kind of throws me okay, no. It's not all this. We got to reread it because there's no way he would put in a 2023 second and then at the end put in a 2023 second. The slashes separate the different offers. So it'd be Herbert plus a 2023 second plus a 2024 second, or a 2024 first, or Josh Palmer plus a 2023 second. I'm pretty sure that's what it's saying.
Oh, I see. So you're saying, okay. So there's three different.
Think of that as or.
Okay. So three different offers. Herbert plus 2 seconds, a 24 first, Palmer plus a 23 second specific. Okay.
So it's really asking what package we prefer the most, I guess. I would love clarification if that's Khalil or Justin Herbert. I'm assuming Khalil. I think it's a great buy low. He's saying buy low, guys. So it's got to be. I think he is a good buy low. I kind of like the Khalil Herbert in the 2 seconds.
I'm taking one of the first two. I'm not taking Palmer in that second. I just feel like don't feel like Palmer has as much staying Palmer. Or staying power.
That was perfect. You didn't even mean to do that. That was awesome.
Goodness. But yeah, so I mean, and I do think Herbert plus the 23 and the 24 seconds. I think I kind of like that one more than just the outright 24 first. Yeah, I'm with you there.
Yeah.
That was a doozy.
Right.
If it was all of it,
move
take
on.
that.
There is no off
season.
That's DLF
Dynasty.
slogan. In case
Actually,
anyone
that's
doesn't
true.
know.
Oh shit! I mean, crap. I said the football thing. Yeah, we're all good. There's no off season here.
Okay.
Exactly.
Tyreek Hill. I assume it's Tyreek Hill. It would be more. It's Taysom Hill.
Just the picks,
Tyreek Hill value in PPR next year versus picks or players. Looking to trade him high, and after his 2022 season, it may be the last opportunity.
We don't know that, but it might be. I mean, he'll be like a 30-year-old receiver. We know how hard it is to trade 30-year-old receivers. So
29,
he's just asking. Well, after this next season. So after his 20. Oh, okay. I just mean this will be your last opportunity before he's 30, I guess, after the season. Does that make sense? A little bit?
Sure.
I think Tyreek Hill right now, he's probably worth multiple first-round picks to a lot of people. if you're competing, I probably wouldn't want to trade him. But for a very early first for Tyreek Hill, I would love to get something like that if I wasn't competing.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I don't. It's tough seeing him go for multiple firsts. I feel like at this point, I feel like that's like squeezing too much out of it. Everyone knows, like you said, 30 years old. It might, and when they fall off, it's like it's sudden. Usually, it doesn't seem like someone that's gonna be, only a gradual decline for a little while. But yeah, so I mean, if you can get a first and a second or something, like something like that, where you're an earlier first and second, he definitely had a great year. I think people were kind of scared of what was going to happen before this year and sold him for kind of less. So I think he's definitely.
I was one of those people.
Yeah, I definitely did that in a league or two as well. Just worried.
I was
about
terrified
of
Tyreek Hill going into the season without Patrick Mahomes. We weren't fully bought into Tua. We were wrong, or I was wrong. But.
That was my logic behind one of my bold predictions before the season. Was I was absolutely terrified of just how that offense is going to work and how the targets were kind of just going to break down with him and Waddle. And so I was like, all right, well, I'm terrified. So I guess they're both going to be top 12 wide receivers. That'll be my prediction. And
that's not that bold, though.
Yeah, I think we've talked about this before.
I do remember talking about this.
I don't think many people had it, and I think most people had at least one or two other teammate duos higher in their ranks and stuff.
Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. I think
exactly.
Almost everyone probably had. Mm-hmm. Like if you were to rank a duo, right, for fantasy football, I think that would have been the top duo. Pretty much everyone was saying.
So, yeah.
But yes, if you want to trade Tyreek Hill, now is a good time.
Yes, absolutely. It's incredibly difficult to trade a wide receiver when he's
also.
30 years old.
Someone asked a question on Twitter that I can pull in. I can't bring it up, but we'll pull it in here.
Pull it in here.
It's pretty simple. Would you trade JT for CMC as a contender to win a dynasty league? Would you do that?
So right now they're doing this.
Yeah, I mean that's what they're saying. Yeah, they have JT and they're asking if they would trade JT for CMC.
Yes.
Okay.
JT's worth more. No. There's no doubt I'd much rather have Jonathan Taylor in a dynasty league than Christian McCaffrey going into next season, for instance, right? However, Christian McCaffrey is a very valuable asset for the 49ers going into next season. He's going to be drafted ahead of Jonathan Taylor. Everyone's going to draft Christian McCaffrey ahead of Jonathan Taylor next season. So at least we know going into next season, you're at least buying that value as well. And those banners never die. I go for the championship. If you're struggling at the running back position a little bit, you need another guy. We've had some injuries. Jonathan Taylor getting injured, for instance, right? He needs another guy. And if Christian McCaffrey sets you over the top and is going to win you that championship, there's not enough separation there to stop me from doing that. I would.
I think that's a key distinction where there's not enough separation where I think if that's going to set you over the top, you go for it. It's not like, I think another example is you're not trading JT for Derrick Henry, for example, who has a lot more mileage, a couple years older, and likely is not going to retain that value even going into next year or anything like that. So it's that's a lot tougher to do. Sure, he might help you win this year, but you're really sacrificing years of potential greatness from JT. So, but I do think going to CMC, I think that position is just so volatile. You never know what happens. One injury just completely changes things. They both could be out of the top 5. Who knows what could happen, right? So I think right now, if that's going to help you basically secure that chip, go for it.
Hey, Tyler, I want your opinion on that.
I gave my opinion.
Want your opinion. Your opinion.
I mean, JT.
You'd rather not do it?
Well, I'd rather not. Yeah, I mean, JT is still worth more.
I know.
I'd rather not, but
I'm glad
it is what it is if you have to, right?
Debate to it. Yeah.
I don't know, man. I mean,
you do what you can. Trading makes fantasy fun. 2, win a championship.
You bring some good arguments.
I feel like I'm looking at myself on the StreamYard. I feel like it looks like I'm on like the verge of tears. Man,
I like that filter. That's
yeah.
The
Oh my
snap
god, are you talking about the Snapchat filter?
dude. That thing is messed up.
Someone took
like every time
someone took a good picture of me with that, and I look like I'm like devastated. Like they like did it was like a video. Like I was like hanging out with my friends. See, no energy to talk about Dynasty football. You talk about a Snapchat filter, and now I wake up. Something is wrong here. Oh my god. But no, there was I was like upset about something, and then I just look like I was upset about it, but like in the video, it looks like I'm like
so good,
like my puppy died or something.
Oh, yeah,
I don't have a dog, but like,
and the more you smile, the more sad you look. It's so frightening. But hey, is Christian McCaffrey is my running back one for the playoffs. The rest,
mine as well. Yeah. With Austin Eckler's shoulder issue, I have McCaffrey ahead.
I'm gonna just throw that out there as well. So, yeah.
Dubs or Watson long term?
Christian Watson.
Watson,
like
by far.
I will say I was impressed with what I saw from Dubs.
Absolutely.
That this last week, but I feel like this team, as much as we always say this, I do think this time it's the reality, is that it has someone else, other weapon has to be brought in. And I think Dubs is going to be a nice number 3. You know, Alan Lazard, I think, will be gone. Yeah, Alan Lazard is actually fine, but I think he'll be gone. I think they'll be bringing in a 1 or a 2, depending on how you see Christian Watson. They'll be the 1 and 2 who have the new weapon, and Watson will be the 1 and 2. And Dubs will be nice. So it'll be a 3, on the team, but not someone you're really counting on. Or way past the days where Aaron Rodgers could support 3 weapons.
Yeah. I mean, I know Dobbs kind of came back and surprised us and ended up, I think, leading the team and whatnot. But I do think if you saw that game, like Watson kind of got unlucky. There was just chances like he could have had a much bigger day than his 4 for 40.
He could have had 2 more touchdowns, I think.
Exactly. He could have kept that. He could have kept that streak. I know exactly.
No.
Yes, but
that doesn't matter. But it's not like Dubs.
I mean, I would love it.
They had very similar games.
I would love it if we played in a points per could have touchdown league.
Yeah, even if we had played in a normal league, Dubs didn't really win you a league over Christian Watson. Let's just put it that way. You got like 1 more point, maybe. So it's like Dubs, less draft capital. Christian Watson, just look what he's done the previous 4 weeks before this. I mean, the upside's immense, and he came into the league so raw. He's growing. It's definitely Christian Watson.
It's more so like they continued what they've been doing the last few weeks. Like I get it. It's like almost should have whatever. But that's a good sign that after 3-4 weeks of him just being awesome, that okay, they added Dobbs back. He looked good too, but it wasn't like okay, now Watson Watson didn't have the game Lazard had, which was 1 for 7, and that was it. And that's I think with everyone kind of healthy, I think people were concerned that maybe he just doesn't have as much just demand of the targets, whatever it was. But you saw I think there was at least one play where Rodgers specifically kind of audible to try to get him the ball near the goal line. They have eyes for him, and they want to use him kind of as their guy and one of their main pieces. So yeah, I think this one's Watson definitely for sure.
I like what Tyler said about the Dubs being maybe the number 3 wide receiver, because he does profile as maybe a higher target guy even than Christian Watson.
Oh, I wouldn't go that far.
I mean, Christian Watson, he hasn't been getting many targets this season, even being this dominant receiver that we're telling people that is almost a must start, the last few weeks, right? Christian Watson absolutely has the touchdown upside, but Dubs has, I think so. I mean, Christian Watson's highest target game was an 8-target game. After that was a 6-target game. He had 1 8-target. Romeo Dubs has had a 9-target, 2 8-target games earlier in the season. So, maybe a slightly. I know they try to get Christian Watson involved close to the line of scrimmage too in creative ways, but maybe Romeo Dubs is more of a closer line of scrimmage, typically catching the ball.
Uh-oh.
We lost him.
Tech issues.
I thought it was me at first.
Well, you always think. Well, I mean, everyone always thinks it's them, right? On a stream.
That's.
All right.
Let's.
I appreciate this question, but plan. We're not doing a plan. we're that's too complicated.
That's
yeah.
Good. That's fine. That one made me laugh earlier.
I know. I love this. Well, Latavius Murray had one more highlight at 33 years old. I'm proud of him. I'm very proud of him.
He did look good.
I know.
It was weird.
Miracles happen, I suppose. Godwin and a first for
Christmas
Higgins?
miracle.
No. Godwin is not worth that much less than Higgins. Maybe a little bit, but not that much. Certainly not a first between them.
No.
I'll take the Godwin side.
Yep.
Easily.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, this is another one. This is also part of why I'm taking January off. I have no idea who you should pick in the second round. I have no idea. We don't even know who's in the class. The declare deadline is like January 15th. I have no clue who you should pick in the second round.
They said I have the 101. I'll pick Bijan. I like that
part. I
good
like
process.
that part. But yeah,
yes.
No, part of the reason I always am very frustrated about January content is I don't look at rookies during the season because I'm focused on start sit. Because I do Dynasty and start sit, whereas a lot of Dynasty analysts do Dynasty and Devy. Since I do Dynasty and start sit, I'm obviously way behind on rookies. So if you're asking me rookie questions in January, I'm just not ready. So yeah, I have no clue.
But now February, you're going to be more ready than ever.
Well, yeah, we'll see.
On the top tier guys, obviously.
Yeah. I traded AJ Brown, Evan Ingram, and 2 23/3 for Garrett Wilson, Cole Kmet, and a late 23 first. Ooh, interesting. I'd lean toward the Garrett Wilson side. How late though? I mean, that's like 112. It's like 108. Like probably just go with that side. But yeah, I'm gonna go that way. Evan Ingram and Cole Kmet are pretty similar to me.
That's exactly what I was just thinking. Evan Ingram, Cole Kmet being kind of washes. I'd rather have AJ Brown, but Garrett Wilson's, right there in that conversation now. He's had a fantastic year that he's creeping up close to AJ Brown. You're getting that first. That's it over the top.
Yeah, I mean, if Zach Wilson somehow remains on this team, then I like Garrett Wilson a lot less. But but I think you're right. Where it's Evan.
Maybe
Ingram,
Zach Wilson will remain on the team as
wash.
Tom Brady's backup. How about that?
Fine. I'll love Garrett Wilson next.
Holy crap!
How about that?
Reword what you said. Kind of say if Zach Wilson's still the starter for this team.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, let's move on to the next one. I think I saw this in my Patreon as well. I've got the 101, Bijan. Would you move the 101 and a 1 QB for the 103, 104, and 106? 1 QB. In Superflex, I think I would.
Oh, it's
but in a 1 QB.
I was about to say, no doubt in my mind I'm doing
in a Superflex, I think I would. But in a 1 QB, would you? I mean, are the 3 players going to be good? I mean, that's a lot. That's a lot to pay. That's 3 top 5 first. I mean, is even Bijan worth that? I mean, this is.
I think
this is a lot to pay.
I think the value's there. I think
the value's there. It's tough. I mean, Bijan is worth more than Hall or Javonte ever was in this comparison.
You're right, but no one in fantasy is worth more than.
I don't know if anyone's worth this much. It's tough. I mean, maybe Josh Allen in Superflex is worth this much.
Yeah, Josh. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
3 top 6 picks.
Tough.
I have to say the value.
We all love Bijan Robinson.
The value is on the other side.
We just talked about how that's great process. He's awesome. Clearly, but the value feels like it has to.
No, I hear you.
The 1 QB, that's tough.
If it's Superflex, it's absolutely. It's not even a question. But in 1 QB, I'm still doing it personally.
Yeah.
even right now where the value in these picks are going up, I mean, the value in those, the 103 to 104 and 106 is going to go up as well. So you got so much to work with.
As soon as you get some names associated with, specifically that 104 and 106, it's skyrocketing up in value.
Yeah.
Javonte Williams and 23 third for Jahan Dotson and Deontay Johnson. Man, I'll just take Jahan Dotson and Deontay Johnson. Play it safe.
That is absolutely the safe way. You're getting.
I'll play it safe.
Receivers. I mean, Javonte Williams is my highest ranked guy. The guy I would want the most in this.
Me too.
But then Deontay Johnson and Jahan Dotson are well above that third round pick in terms of value. So it's a tough one. I'm not going to risk it with the Javonte Williams injury in this case.
Yeah, I think you're kind of. It's tough to say no to the Javonte. Like we've obviously seen him. Like the hype's been crazy around him, and he's produced for some amount of time. But the injury concerns, it just seems so risky. So I think I'd stray the Jahan and DJ side as well.
I really like Jahan, by the way.
Me too.
Really impressed by him.
Too late 23 first for the 101. I'll take the 101.
We kind of just talked about that a little bit.
Would you trade 106?
We're struggling with 3 mid.
I know. Or not even mid. Would you trade 106 and 208 for Kyler? Yes, I would. I'll take Kyler, especially 2 QB.
Yeah. It's not even Superflex. Yeah, definitely.
What would you need to move down from 101 to 102 or 3 in Superflex? Probably. Yeah, late first. Another late first. Yeah.
While I'd rather have Bijan than anyone else in this class in the Superflex League, it's almost a tier for me. It really is. So while I'm definitely not giving away that 101 for the 102, 103, definitely a first. I would do it.
It's still expensive. I don't. It's going to cost a lot. I
wouldn't want to do it for a late second, so it somewhere in there, at least.
Yeah.
You would do.
I feel you.
Mm-hmm.
Wilson, Judy, Kirk, pick 2. Cortland Sutton might be back, but either way, I'm going to go Wilson and Kirk. I actually have Kirk the highest.
No, I think Kirk's going to have a big week. He's going to have a better week than Zay Jones this upcoming week.
Yeah. I have Zay Jones pretty high also, but
yeah. Do you have Kirk ranked above Zay Jones?
Oh, I do. Yeah, I have Kirk at 14 and Zay Jones at 25.
No, that's all.
Garrett Wilson at 16 and Jerry Jeudy at 29. So this is not close.
I completely agree in that.
Not close for me. We start Miles Sanders. Well, Mike White's not going to play. So Miles Sanders, Mike Evans, Zay Jones, Hollywood Brown. Man, I'm going to go with Mike Evans. I'll go down with Mike Evans. It's against Arizona. I love the matchup against Arizona.
I thought Mike Evans was going to have such a good week this last week. He looked so good at the beginning.
We've said that 6 straight weeks in a row.
I'm going to go down with Mike Evans. I don't really feel like I have a choice.
He looks so
Hollywood
good
Brown is a total. Hollywood Brown is a total no-go. With Trace McSorley versus Tampa, that one is a no-go.
Hollywood Brown's out of here. Zay Jones really the only one I would consider.
Miles Sanders is not a terrible option.
No, he should actually have a bounce back week. I think
it is at Dallas. I don't know.
Run the ball a lot though without Jalen Hurts.
I'm not sure about that.
Really? Yeah.
Not necessarily.
No, Gardner Minshew could easily get 30 passing attempts.
Maybe we'll see.
Yeah,
I'm not confident. The offense might not move as much. The touchdown equity won't be there. I'm going to go with Mike Evans. I'm going
with Mike Evans as well.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Mike Evans.
Yeah.
We're agreeing too much. This is gross.
That's okay. All right. Would Stroud or Young? In your top 15 dynasty quarterbacks? If so, where would they fall? I'm gonna lean yes. Just looking at the dynasty quarterback rankings, I have Kirk Cousins at 13, and I feel like they're both going to be ahead of him. So I'm going to say yes. And I think they both will be. I think the real question is the top 11 guys ending in Kyler Murray will all be ahead of them. And then
they're definitely
Kirk Cousins, Trey Lance, Russell Wilson, Derek Carr, they'll all be behind him. So they're probably both going to be at 12 and 13. and in competing with Dak Prescott. So
But you have Deshaun Watson ahead?
Ahead, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's where they're going to be. They're going to be 12, 13, or 14 almost for sure.
Yeah. No, that
both
makes
of them.
perfect
Both of
sense.
them. Yeah.
Ahead of Trey Lance.
Ahead of Trey Lance. Yeah, why would they be behind? Trey Lance is
No.
failure.
I agree.
2 years of failure. We don't want that. We don't want failure. Failure is bad.
I'm with you, man.
That's what everyone wants to hear me say. Failure is bad. We don't want
failure equal bad.
Yeah.
If Trey Lance can figure it out in this system, though, he can be great.
Yeah,
well, that's a big if. It's a big if.
It looks good with Brock Purdy right now.
I was going to say, if he can figure it out, it seems like anyone that steps in can figure it out.
That's what I'm saying, and he's got all the talent in the world. So if he can step in,
does he have the right
put it
talent?
That way, right?
I think that's really the question.
Maybe
he definitely has talent that's useful to fantasy football for sure.
This is brutal.
But does he have the right talent?
I got offered Debo for Rashad White. It's brutal.
That is brutal because it's the your mind is like, take Debo. This is easy. Take Debo, but there are obviously a lot of concerns with Debo as well.
I think in my main dynasty
Debo
league,
for more than Rashad White this offseason.
I think that's exactly my thought. Is I have Rashad White in my main home dynasty league, and if someone offered me Debo, I'd definitely accept that. Just knowing that his value isn't going to crater much farther in the offseason. Like, if anything, people are going to get excited about Trey Lance again and that offense again, and who knows what happens. So I think that you still want Debo.
But see, this is the same thing. This is the same thing. I mean, we always, as Dynasty Outhouse, the very wise Dynasty Outhouse always says, we draft for value, trade for need. So it's kind of the same. It's the same non-answer that you're going to get from me. You shouldn't prioritize either of these things. You should prioritize taking the best player, and then you can always make a trade later if you want to do that. But we always want to accumulate value on our dynasty teams.
Yes.
So it's going to be the same non-answer as it was before.
I mean, even in a redraft team, it's not always about you want to fill out your roster, obviously, but you want the best player. It's very different. But I'm saying even in a redraft team, I have a little bit of that mindset. In Dynasty, when it's multiple years we're talking about, that's what it's all about. Accumulate the value, trade for need if you need to.
Yeah. Judy, Juju, Ayuk, Gabe Davis, pick one. I'm gonna go with Juju, and it's an easy Juju. It's not even close. Yeah, I have Juju at wide receiver 15.
Judy would be my second.
16.
Judy, I have at 29.
Ayuk
even lower. Yeah, 32.
Yeah. And Gabe Davis, how can you trust him?
Gabe Davis is even lower. I have him at 33.
Hey, should we play a quick 30-second game of Two Truths and a Lie with Brandon Ayuk?
I would love to. I would love to.
We're a little slow. So Brandon Ayuk definitely crushed a lot of rosters this past week. Debo was out. Everyone thought, blow up spot potential. Had the Seahawks. Nope, didn't really happen. So we got 3 names. 2 of them outscored. 1 did not. Brandon Johnson. Dalen Baldwin.
I don't even know. Okay.
Nasimba Webster.
That's 0 for 3 on knowing who.
There you go. 3 names. All 3 are actual NFL wide receivers that played in Week 15, and 2 of them outscored Brandon Ayuk. 1 did not. Can you guys guess who the one who did not is?
I don't even know who any of those players are. So
I'm going to go with the second one. The second one did not.
I'll go for the third one. Variety.
Yeah.
Hey, all right. Well, third one, Nasimba Webster was the right answer. He's a wide receiver for the Bears, I believe. The first 2 are both Broncos wide receivers. The first one I have heard, Brandon Johnson, I have heard that name.
I don't know
before.
who that is. I know of a Marcus Johnson.
Dalen Baldwin. I had no idea that he existed.
I don't know either of those 2.
He actually might
don't know anything about them. Yeah, no, not familiar.
But yeah, so if you couldn't tell by the names that he was associated with, Brandon Ayuk definitely did not help you this week, and I'm sure a lot of people
I don't think
angry.
Well, I don't celebrate Christmas, but I appreciate that. Cal and Addison, they're doing great. They're doing great. I mean, I think so. Addison's doing great. I haven't really talked to Cal in a while. So I think he's doing great, but I haven't heard. But Addison's doing great.
Love you guys. Merry Christmas.
Yeah, happy holidays, and appreciate messages like that for sure.
Yeah, I should celebrate my own holiday. What should we call it?
Tyler Miss.
No. Tyler Day. Call it Tyler Day.
Yeah. No, that makes perfect sense.
Who's the top receiver you'd be aiming for by trading away the 102 straight up?
Great question. Let me look at some receivers real fast.
Well, if I'm trading away the 102 straight up, I better get someone very good.
You need someone really, really, really good. Is it it is a super flex league. I mean, like, I'd be aiming for a guy like AJ Brown or CD Lamb.
I was going to say, besides, I'd say, yeah, like, I don't think you can, you can't, you shouldn't be able to get Jefferson or Chase, but besides those, it's like, you should try to get basically anyone in the next, that 3 to 6, 7 range that you like. Honestly, like, that seems pretty fair. And so,
would you do it for Amon-Ra St. Brown? I ask because I am struggling with that mentally. I love Amon-Ra St. Brown.
So do I.
I want him on my team
too.
And I'm probably gonna have to stick with the 102 there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me too. I want to argue with you on something. Why do we agree on everything? This is ridiculous.
I don't know, man. I don't think it's gonna happen today.
It's just not the day. It's just not the day. I mean, I agree. I agree. I just agree.
Yeah. I'm not feeling very argumentative today.
No, you're just making good points all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Strangely.
Thanks.
All of a sudden.
Well, that's always very true. The rookie picks go up in value as you get close to the draft.
Absolutely.
Always.
Do I think there's going to be a quarterback value battle in San Francisco, assuming Purdy finishes strong?
Yes.
Yes. If it's this good and he wins a Super Bowl, then yes. If it's less good,
then absolutely not. If he just
we don't even know he's finishing out. Yeah, like they're already talking. They were immediately already talking about how Jimmy G might be back for a little playoff run, whatever, like that. And it's like I get that the team.
Hutch, you muted yourself.
I think you are.
I want to hear you.
Sorry. Yeah. What's going on, guys?
What's up, man? How you doing?
Doing good. Just got walked in the door from work. Excited to be on the show.
Yeah,
Ask DLF. Let's go.
Yes.
Yeah, that's where we are.
It feels more like a funeral today, but
I started yelling when Conan was talking. So sorry. Hutch came in. I couldn't help myself.
No worries. No worries.
If I lose Hurts, should I pick up Carr or Minshew? I mean, Hutch, I know you talked about both of these on your podcast, which I listened to.
I did talk about both of these guys. I do think both of them are very good streamers for this week. If I had to pick up one of these players, I think I'd go with Derek Carr personally. I think he's the more trustworthy option and a guy that's been more proven. Also, the Dallas Cowboys defense, they have had some games where they're like, what the crap is this defense looking like? Like against Jacksonville this past week, they look like a disaster. But they also have games where they are turning the ball over, getting tons of sacks, tons of pressure, and just creating havoc for an NFL offense. So I think I would go with Carr personally. I think he's the safer option with the better floor. And against Pittsburgh, it's a much better matchup than Dallas. So I would play Carr.
Yeah. I would also go Carr. I have Carr. They're close-ish. I mean, I have Carr at
they're close. They're back-to-back for me.
I have Carr at 17.
Yeah, that's fair. It's fair. It's fair. I think
I've only done my quarterback rankings because I did a video earlier today about quarterback streamers because of this very thing. But I actually have them back to back. I prefer Carr because I agree. He's a lot safer. I do actually think Minshew has more upside. This is the best team he's ever played with in his entire life.
And we saw him come in like 2 times last year, and he
was good.
He was great against the Jets. He put up like 22 fantasy points against Dallas.
The Cowboys.
He put up 19 against the Cowboys.
He was about to play.
And they've only gone and added AJ Brown since then.
I know.
So you gotta like the weapons he's got, and we've seen him be like
Yeah, so I think
Confident.
let's say this. I think if you're down in your matchup and you really need upside, I think Minshew's your guy because he's actually got some rushing ability as well. He can run the ball, and I think there's a solid chance that he can get in the end zone this week on the ground, as well as through the air. So if you really need upside, you're down your matchup, definitely Gardner Minshew I think would be the guy. But if you need more of a safe QB1, I go with Derek Carr. Tyler, I see you shaking your head.
No, we're not shaking our head for this question.
No, I completely agree. I agree with what you're saying, Hodge. I think that's a perfect.
Yeah, no, I have Carr at 17, Minshew at 20. I do think Carr is upside as well. I mean, you never know. I mean, Carr could have a 3 or 4 touchdown game at some point. I mean, it could happen. Pittsburgh doesn't scare me.
Yeah, Pittsburgh doesn't scare me. I think they're a above average defense with JJ Watt. I mean TJ Watt.
TJ Watt. Yeah. 16 team non-super flex league. Ken Walker, Josh Allen. I'll take Walker. Close.
16. The fact that it's 16 teams makes Josh
running backs
Allen
are scarce too, though.
More valuable.
Running backs are scarce.
It's Ken Walker.
It's Ken Walker.
I think it's
Yeah.
I think it's Ken Walker. It's close though.
But
What if they're only starting one running back?
But we don't know how many. I mean, even so.
Yeah.
If you're only starting one running back, let us know, and then I'll go with Josh Allen.
That's Josh Allen. That's Josh Allen. Yeah.
You never. I mean, I've seen crazier like deep, like really big leagues with like non-traditional whatever. So I don't know, but yeah, I feel like you probably got to go with
what kind of value could the 102 get you at running back?
Well, yeah. I mean, for me, in a 1 QB, it's the 102 is not worth quite as much. But yeah, I'll take. I would trade it for Breece Hall, I guess.
Would you do it for Jonathan Taylor?
Maybe.
I think
probably.
I would. Yeah.
Ken Walker.
How about Ken Walker.
Yeah.
Does the list end there?
I think that's it. Yeah. Travis Etienne's close.
Yeah.
Probably
and then
not.
There's the older guys, but yeah,
just because Travis Etienne is older than Walker and Hall and doesn't have the same age as Taylor without the same production history. So he's a slight step down from the others.
Yeah.
And then no one else is even a consideration.
Yeah.
To trade the 102 for. Hines, Spiller, Cook, or Damian Harris. Best value long term. It's Damian. Cook. It's close. It's not Hines or Spiller.
Best value long term.
I think long term. I'll go with James Cook.
I have Cook ranked higher.
Yeah,
but I am worried
think,
that
Damian Harris is going to sign somewhere.
Well, Damian Harris has more of a possibility to be in a better situation, whereas James Cook is stuck. They're going to bring in somebody. They're not going to go with James Cook and nobody. So James Cook's situation is not going to be that great.
You could see a world where he takes the starting job and runs with it.
But how good? I mean, Devin Singletary was only really great when nobody else was playing. So unless he's going to get that role where he plays 70, 80% of snaps and nobody else.
The guy, if he's just
no, he can't just be the starter. He can't just the starter is not good enough. 50, 60% is not good enough. He needs to get everything. This is what it was like with Devin Singletary. When Devin Singletary got everything.
Answer here. It's definitely good enough to be the answer here.
Yeah. Damian Harris, I do kind of like.
I think it could be a little bit more different with Cook because Cook is definitely more of a specialty pass catcher than Singletary ever was.
Yeah, but Josh Allen is never going to become a check down artist, so it doesn't matter.
No,
it doesn't matter. He's on the wrong team, unfortunately. James Cook.
A lot of good points being made here.
James Cook is someone who's I think could have succeeded on a different team, but he went to the wrong team, so he's gonna struggle in the role where he would excel. It doesn't exist on the team that he's on, so that's a little bit of a problem. We'll see about Damian Harris. I guess I would lean Cook. It's very close between the two.
I think
but anyway,
agree that it's not
Harris
Spiller.
could have a really big opportunity where he'd go.
Not Hines or Spiller. Not Hines.
Those two suck. But anyway, I do want to thank the audience, those who have stuck with the show. Throughout all of the changes. I appreciate you guys. It is what it is. But yeah, obviously, it's been difficult at times. I did say at the top of the show that we would have 2 more shows. We'll have 1 more show. I have a great guest for next week. Jacob Sanderson will be on the show with us. He's one of my favorite people in the space, favorite people to record with. So, you know, we'll be here next week to do that because, you know, I've literally wanted to record with him for like a year and a half. So I'm not going to miss out on that opportunity. And then we'll see.
He's the man. He's the man.
Oh, he's the man. He's great.
Yeah.
He's great in every way. I believe I've done 2 shows with him in the past, and I had an excellent time doing them both. But yeah, he's a star. So I'm very excited to bring him onto the show. And you know, give you guys his perspective because he's really kind of a genius when it comes to strategy and other Dynasty things. And I'll take this one. I'll go with Ryan. But yeah, you know, appreciate the audience. Appreciate those of you who've stuck, you know, with us during the quiet season turmoil. And I'll see you guys next week. Peace.
Love you guys.